Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today in gaming, Sony finally gave us a great reason to buy PlayStation 5s, the Battlefield 2042 soundtrack is rolling out, a judge has ruled in the Epic vs. Apple lawsuit, and much more. Sony pummeled us with blockbuster game trailers during their PlayStation Showcase livestream yesterday. They unveiled trailers for God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, a Wolverine game by the same developers, Gran Turismo 7, a remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the Alan Wake remaster, and more. They also released a trailer for the next-gen edition of Grand Theft Auto 5 that wasn't received so kindly. Grand Theft Auto 5 aside, the trailers all looked phenomenal. The new God of War game looks like it's taking full advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. And to be totally fair to the previous game in the series, it also looks incredible on the PlayStation 5 despite it being a PlayStation 4 title. The trailer gave some hints about the story, showcased new gameplay, and confirmed a PlayStation 5 exclusive 2022 launch date. The Spider-Man 2 trailer confirmed Miles Morales is joining Peter Parker in a fight against Venom. That game is launching in 2023 for PlayStation 5 only. The same studio is also developing a Wolverine game. All they showed was a brief teaser set in a bar after a fight that Wolverine pretty clearly won. An Easter egg in the trailer suggests that Wolverine will fight the Hulk. No release window was given. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is being built from the ground up for PlayStation 5 and PC. The original game is widely regarded as one of the best Star Wars titles ever. Aspyr is developing it. They have a long history with the title. They ported it to mobile devices in 2015 and updated the sequels with widescreen support while porting it to macOS and Linux. Generally speaking, fans are very happy with Aspyr's work on Star Wars titles, and this remake could be their biggest hit to date. Sony also confirmed the Uncharted games are launching on PC and PlayStation 5 in early 2022. Between the major reveals, Sony also revealed some smaller games and released new trailers for previously announced titles. A gameplay trailer for Ghostwire Tokyo dove deeper into the game's blend of supernatural combat and horror gameplay. Hack-and-slash brawler Project Eve looks like a blend of Dark Souls and Bayonetta. The enemy designs in particular look quite interesting. Sony also debuted a new trailer for the fantasy action title Forspoken by Square Enix. The production value and combat lives up to the studio's lofty standards. It looks incredible and is launching in early 2022. The only potential disappointment from the event was Grand Theft Auto 5's next-gen upgrade. Calling it an upgrade seems rather generous, to be honest. I think most people were expecting a proper remaster from Rockstar. Instead, it looks like they're just taking the PC version of the game and porting it to the next-gen consoles. Mods for the original game have actually made it look quite photorealistic and amazing, and I think fans were expecting something in that line of making the game look much better on next gen. Instead, the highlights seem to be reduced load times and 60 FPS, which is pretty lackluster. But Grand Theft Auto 5 Remaster aside, at this point the argument for buying a PlayStation 5 sounds pretty solid. Microsoft have a few exciting titles in the work like Halo Infinite and Bethesda's games, but they're also releasing all of those games on PC as well. Sony have relented somewhat with the PC release of Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, and the Uncharted franchise, plus they're promising more PC ports are on the way. But their stronghold still remains with console exclusives from big-name studios. The roster of games announced during this presentation is a massive slam dunk for the platform, and I think there's a lot of people who are very excited for at least one, if not multiple games revealed. Until now, nearly all of Sony's cutting-edge PlayStation 5 exclusives were remakes or lower budget titles. It's nice to see them stepping things up. The next Halo Infinite playtest is scheduled to launch on the 24th. It'll offer big team battle and other PvP modes. The first playtest for Infinite was very limited in scope. The upcoming test should give us a much better sense of the complete experience. The official Battlefield 2042 soundtrack releases on September 20th. However, it managed to leak its way online early yesterday, prompting DICE to move the release up and launch the album previews on Spotify, Apple Music, and other services. The leaked version of the entire soundtrack is currently doing the rounds, and it sounds interesting, but it's very low quality compared to previews of the official tracks. DICE hired the same composer who worked on the 2019 Joker film. And the soundtrack dives back into the glitchy, distorted motifs from Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 soundtracks. Fans, of course, are fairly divided over the new sound, but historically DICE does pretty well with their soundtracks when it comes to integrating with the gameplay feel. We'll have to wait and see when the game launches. Nintendo released a new gameplay overview for their upcoming 2D platformer Metroid Dread. In addition to the tried and true mechanics from past Metroid titles, players will also have to employ stealth to avoid the Emi robots patrolling each level. These enemies can't be killed with conventional weapons and come with a variety of abilities. Early access battle royale title Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt is getting a PlayStation 5 version soon. The game is currently available on PC via Steam. It bears some similarities to Ubisoft's Hyperscape battle royale, but with a big skew towards vampire stuff, of course, like feeding on NPCs and players to restore health and power. The open beta for Amazon's MMO New World smashed past 140,000 concurrent players yesterday. That makes it one of the top 5 games currently on Steam. It's still a bit behind the game's closed beta record of 200,000 concurrent players, but it's safe to say that the open beta is going to fly past that record over the weekend. The open beta ends on the 12th and the full game goes live on the 28th. Concerns about NVIDIA's AI upscaler DLSS introducing input latency have been swirling for the past few months. Those concerns, however, have been put to rest by YouTube tech channel Hardware Unboxed. They released a video summarizing their extensive testing of DLSS. The results show that DLSS has no meaningful impact on input lag, and in situations where turning it on boosts performance, you actually see a decrease in lag. That's good news for competitive gamers who prioritize frame rate and latency over visuals. DLSS and NVIDIA's Reflex low latency tools are rapidly becoming standard features in most esports titles. It's good to know you're not sacrificing an advantage when using DLSS. Twitch are finally doing something about the hate raids. Well, sort of. They announced a lawsuit targeting 2 users for harassing streamers with malicious chatbots. Hate raids have become such a significant issue for streamers that they staged a protest. Thousands of streamers took a day off of Twitch on the 1st of this month. The result was a drop in concurrent viewership by over 1 million viewers. Many streamers have been frustrated by Twitch's lack of acknowledgement of the problem. They've also been slow to do anything about it. They promised that things were in development weeks ago, but this lawsuit is the first time they've openly done something about the hate raids. Before we get to our final story today, I just wanted to give you a heads up to get subscribed and enable notifications to catch tomorrow's episode of This Week in Gaming. We'll be recapping this week's top gaming news stories in case you missed anything. Let us know what your favorite stories were this week in the comments below. A judge has finally ruled in the Apple versus Epic lawsuit. And if you're unfamiliar with this massive lawsuit, Epic filed the lawsuit after Apple banned Fortnite from the iOS App Store. Apple issued the ban because Epic added their own payment system to the game, circumventing Apple's cut of sales. That's strictly against Apple's terms of service and was a crucial point of Epic's case. The judge ruled that Apple must allow App Store developers to advertise alternative payment systems and link to external transaction systems. However, the judge also found Epic failed to prove Apple runs their App Store like an illegal monopoly. In a nutshell, the ruling means that Apple can continue blocking third-party payment services from being included in iOS apps, but developers must be allowed to tell users about external services and alternate payment methods to Apple's provided solution. Fortnite will remain banned at Apple's discretion, and Apple has not been compelled to restore it by the court. The ruling also means that Epic has to pay Apple 30% of all the revenue they collected from their payment system before Apple banned Fortnite. Both parties will likely appeal the ruling, which will block it from taking effect. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.